Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from all of us coming here to learn the language of the noble Quran. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us sadqa jariyah for our parents and make our children sadqa jariyah for us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us tawfiq to learn the language of the noble Quran and then teach others. I welcome you, my respected sisters, to today's class, lesson number 11. I hope everybody is doing well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase you all in knowledge. Ameen Ya Rabbi. So before we start the class, sisters, as usual, if the audio is clear, please let me know in the chat box. So inshallah, we'll start the class now. Barakallahu feek. Alhamdulillah. So today we will be doing lesson number 11. It's going to be very, very easy. You will be amazed to see what it is. It is what we have done actually last time. Numbers, numbers and more numbers. So we have attended the numbers already. This is the continuation of the same concept what we have learned last time, except that it is a new chapter with a little bit of more detail. And I hope it will be easy and you will enjoy that, inshallah. So what we are learning from numbers 3 to 10, as we have seen that last time. So sittatu is what is an adad. What is adad called in English? Is called number, right? And what is aqlam? Aqlam is ma'dud. Sittatu aqlamin means 6 pens. So 6 was the number, and number is called adad in Arabic, and what we are counting, in this case pens, is called ma'dud. It's called ma'dud. So next one, khamsatu kutubin, 5 books. What we are counting is an adad, khamsatu, right? Sorry, the number is khamsatu, and what we are counting is kutub, and that is called ma'dud. Once again, arba'atu tullabin, arba'atu is the number, and what we are counting is students, and that is called ma'dud in Arabic. So what we have seen, the things to remember were that either number will not accept tanween and number will not accept alif and lam. For ma'dud, what we are counting, it is always going to be the plural. It will always be majroor. And one important thing, it will be opposite in gender of the number. So the number and the ma'dud, adad and the ma'dud, number and what you are counting will always be opposite in gender. I hope you remember that. And the important, very important point, when deciding the gender of what you are counting, you will not look at the plural. You will look at the singular of what you are counting in order for you to determine the gender, so you can actually choose from the opposite gender in the number. I hope you all are familiar with that. MashaAllah, you all are very intelligent. Alhamdulillah. So, ma'dud, thing which is counted, must be opposite in gender. And by the way, this is for numbers 3 to 10. So, chapter 20, page number 109. Once again, it could be different in your books. It depends on different printers. Some prints of the books have got different page numbers. So, as we have seen last time, this is again, we are looking at the same thing, but with a little bit of additional information. Can you tell me what difference can you see on the screen now? I mean, compared to what we have done last time and what we can see on the screen now, what difference can you identify? Well done. It's the ma'dud. This time we can see both types. We can see the feminine ma'dud and we can see the plural ma'dud. Last time we have only done the male ma'dud, which was tullab, right? Male students. This time we are also looking in the screen, female students. So this time it will become, inshallah, things will become very clear. If we had any confusion last time, this time, inshallah, everything will be removed, all confusions will go away. So we have arba and arba'atu. Now I would like you to tell me what I'm gonna to and before tullab. So you have to pick the right number in wording. What will go next to talibat? Arba'u or arba'atu? If you think arba'u should go next to talibat before the talibat, press 1. If you think arba'atu, press 2. I hope all of you will press 1 because you all understood that. Alhamdulillah. Very good. It's going to be opposite. This number is going to be opposite in gender, right? With what you are counting. So arba'atu is feminine and talibat. Are we going to look at the word talibat or we are going to look at the singular of that? We will look at the singular of what we are counting. So what we are counting is talibat, but this is plural. What is the singular? Talibatun. Talibatun. It tells us that the word, what we are counting is singular, is feminine. So the number must be masculine. So arba'u will go in that box, right? And what will happen to tullab? What will go in tullab? Tullab singular is talibun. So what should go? Arba'u or arba'atu? Arba'atu should go. Very good. So tullab, what's the singular for tullab? Talibun. Talibun, right? So we will put arba'atu tullabin. So it's basically, you can see the singular of the ma'dud is the one which actually tells us that what gender of the number we are going to pick. So because what we are counting, its singular is masculine, we picked the feminine number. On the other hand, talibatin, what is the singular? Talibatun. Talibatun, is it a masculine word or a feminine word? This is a feminine word. So you don't look at talibat, you don't look at the plural. This is what I'm trying to reinforce over and over again so we don't have any confusion about this thing. Talibatin, any word you see, you are going to put the number, just check what is the singular. So talibatin, singular is talibatun. It's feminine. So number should be masculine or feminine. Number is opposite. So it should be opposite number, which is masculine number. Arba'u taliba. I hope it is clear. This is it what today's lesson is. So basically, if you understood that, then you understood the concept. All now we have to do is just practice, inshallah. So Layla and Salma, this is the dialogue between them. Ya Salma, Afi faslika talibatun min as-Sini wal Yabani. Oh Salma, are in your class students from China and Japan? It's word to word translated. I've said it enough times, so I hope I don't need to repeat it all the time, that it is not written thinking of English grammar structure. We are doing word to word. So if you go back and you want to see what's the translation for that word, you can easily see that. Otherwise, you're not going to say, oh, Salma, are in your class students from China and Japan. You will say it a different way. Do you have students in your class from China and Japan, right? So Salma is saying, نعم في فصلنا 5 طالبات من الصين و4 طالبات من اليابان و8 طالبات من إندونيسيا. So, because talibat is feminine, singular of talibat is talibatun, what we are going to do, we are going to pick the masculine number. From where? From the list A, which is for masculine numbers. So we say khamsu. We don't say khamsatu. Remember last class, we said khamsatu tullabin. Why? Because khamsatu was chosen because the singular of tullab was talib. That was masculine, so we chose the feminine number. Today, now what we are doing is we are counting female students. So number is going to be masculine. I hope we really don't need to say this over and over again. وأربع طالبات من اليابان. Once again, طالبات, the singular of طالبات is طالبة, which is masculine. So the number for 4, we are not getting أربعة, rather we are getting أربع. وأربع طالبات من اليابان وثمان طالبات من إندونيسيا. Once again, ثماني, number 8 is coming from list number 1. From the list of masculine numbers, because numbers and what we are counting goes opposite to each other. So Layla is saying, وَفِي فَصْلِنَا 3 طالبات من الهند, and in our class, 3 students from India. وَ6 طالبات من الفلبين, and 6 students from Philippines. وَسَبْعُ طَالِبَاتٍ مِنْ تُرْكِيَّةٍ, and 7 students from Turkey. Then Salma is saying, Kam ukhtan laki ya Layla, how many sisters you have, O Layla? So Layla is saying, Li thalathu akhawatin, Li thalathu akhawatin. Salma is saying, Wakam akhan laki, and how many brothers do you have? So Layla is saying, Li khamsatu ikhwatin, Li khamsatu ikhwatin. I hope it is clear. Nobody is thinking ikhwatu has got ta marbuta, so why number is feminine when the word we have in front of us also appears to be feminine? No, you look at the singular. Brothers. What's the singular of brothers? One brother. Akhun. Akhun is a masculine word, right? So the number we are choosing is feminine. Khamsatu. Khamsatu. All of the exercise before we were counting talibat, right? Female students. So the number was coming in the form of masculine number. Now here it's about the brother, masculine. So the number is feminine. So Salma is saying, Laki thalathu akhawatin wa khamsatu ikhwatin. For you, or you have 3 sisters and 5 brothers? Lala is saying, Naam. Wa kam akhan wa ukhtan laki? Yes, and how many brothers and sisters do you have? So Salma is saying, Li arba'atu ikhwatin wa arba'u akhawatin. For me, or I have 4 brothers and 4 sisters. So then Layla is saying, Li zamilatun ismuha Khadijatu. Can I say Khadijatun? You think if I can say Khadijatun, please press 1. If you think I cannot say Khadijatun, press 2. 1 if we can have tanween on Khadija. 2 if we cannot have tanween on Khadija. Let's see how much we are revising. Though it's very, very easy question. Well done. We cannot say why, because feminine names will not accept tanween. It's always going to be Khadija 2. So she's continuing her answer. Laha thamaniyatu ikhwatin wa thamani akhawatin. I have a class fellow. Her name is Khadija. She has 8 brothers and 8 sisters. Allahumma barik, mashallah, tabarakallah. You see, thamaniyatu is used for ikhwa. By the looks of ikhwa, it has got ta marbuta, but actually the singular is akhun. So samaniyatu, the feminine version, is coming. On the other hand, akhawatin, of course, is feminine, but we are not going to look at this word. We are going to look at the singular. What's the singular? Ukhtun. Make this habit. Look at the singular. Ukhtun is feminine, so the number is coming from the masculine list, thamani, not thamaniya. I hope it is clear. Read and write. Same exercise we've done last time. Only difference is last time we were counting tullab, now we are counting talibat. So last time the numbers all were feminine. This time numbers are all masculine because they are opposite in gender with what we are counting. What we are counting in this exercise is number of female students. So the number is coming as masculine. ثلاث طالبات أربع طالبات خمس طالبات ست طالبات سبع طالبات ثمان طالبات تسع طالبات عشر طالبات. What did we do last time? It just appeared on your screen. ثلاثة طلاب أربعة طلاب is completely opposite to this exercise what we've done last time. Why the number is different? I hope everybody is understanding that. In today we are saying ثلاث طالبات. Last time we said ثلاثة طلاب. The main difference here is the number. In the previous lesson was feminine. This time number, the gender of the number we are using is masculine. Why? One simple reason, because last time we were counting masculine. Talib. Tulab was the word, the singular was talib. So it's masculine, so number was feminine. This time we are counting talibat, and talibat was a singular is talibatun, but it's feminine. So we are coming up with a masculine number. I hope with this exercise, which is right in front of you, which we just finished, there is no confusion left. Is there any confusion? Please press 1. If there is no confusion, don't type anything. Right, confusion. Oh, it's due to confusion. It must be you have a confusion if you come to the class late, sisters. If you come late to the class and then you say, I didn't understand, it's obvious because you were not there when this was being explained, right? In this case, I would suggest you two things. Continue with the lesson. As we will continue, you will understand that. Hopefully, you have attended last class and watched the recording as well, so you will be able to get what we are doing today. And of course, you will be having recording for this class as well. So if you have missed the last lesson and this lesson you are late as well, then watch the recording. Hopefully, watching the recording for this lesson will suffice you for the previous lesson as well. However, only for this concept, maybe there were other things which were discussed in the last lesson that may not be discussed in this lesson. Moving forward, اقرأ واكتب. Once again, exercise which is very close to my heart. I sincerely hope that last week when it was requested that please do this read and write exercise, you have done it. If you have done it, I'm sure that you have benefited from that. If you will do it this time as well, you will inshallah have more benefit in that. So let's see that. Remember, before we move forward, our step one is that we look for the singular of the ma'dud to identify the gender of the number. Always look at the singular form of what you are counting. This will tell you your number is going to be masculine or your number is going to be feminine. And then step number two is choose that gender, choose the correct gender. So now we have في بيتنا ثلاث غرف. In our house, 3 rooms. ثلاث. Why we are using ثلاث? Whereas we have a choice of thalathu and thalathatun. So we are picking the masculine. Why? Because ghuraf, we don't look at what is written here. Because if you look at what is written, then thalathu is masculine, and the word ghuraf also appears to be masculine. Because there's no ta marbuta here. I'm not saying it's masculine, right? It looks like masculine because there's no ta marbuta. So you will make a mistake, right? And you will perhaps go for, okay, so ghuraf looks like masculine, there's no ta marbuta. Let me pick salathatu. And salathatu is going to be wrong. Why? Because the ghuraf is rooms, is a plural. What's the singular? Singular is ghurfatun. Singular is feminine. So a number must be masculine, and it is as it is written here. It should be masculine, and it is masculine. في بيتنا ثلاث غرف. And the next is في الجامعة عشر حافلات. In the university are 10 buses. In the university are 10 buses. So ashru is coming from which list? It's coming from list number A. List which is a masculine list. Why? Because hafilatin, singular is hafilatun, is feminine. So the number is coming as masculine. Look, hafilatun, the singular is hafilatun. في هذه المدرسة ثماني مدرسات. What's the singular? Mudarrisatun. So your number is going to be thamani, not thamaniyatu. Thamaniyatu, you cannot have it here because we are talking about the female teacher. If it was a male teacher, yes, then you would have picked the feminine version. Abbasun lahu sab'u banatin. Abbas has 7 daughters, right? What's the singular for banatun? Bintun. So you always think of the singular before you pick the number. Even if you think you are confident, try to think about that. Don't just jump and say, okay, this is going to be the gender of the number. Always consider what is going to be the singular of what you are counting. في بيتنا 9 دجاجات. What's the singular for dajajatin? Chickens. Dajajatun. Singular is dajajatun. It's feminine. So your number is tis'u, which is masculine. Fil jami'ati khamsu kulliyatin. In the university are 5 departments. What is the singular for kulliyat? Kulliyatun. So kulliyatun is feminine. So you're choosing number which is masculine. Fil mustashfa ashru tabibatin wa arba'u mumarridatin. So tabibat is the plural. What's the singular? Tabibatun. Mumarridat is the plural. What's the singular? Mumarridatun. So the both things you are counting, both things you are counting of things, but people, both ma'dud are basically feminine. So the number you are choosing is masculine. Khalidun lahu thalathu abna'in wa arba'u banatin. Khalid, he has 3 sons and 4 daughters. So now you see here The first part, abna, the singular is ibnun. So your number is coming for 3, you are choosing thalathatu with the ta marbuta because your number is feminine, because ma'dud is masculine. On the other hand, for the daughters, because banatun, what's the singular? Bintun, and that's feminine, so the number we are choosing is masculine. Arba'u banatin. Li khamsatu ikhwatin wa sittu akhawatin. You see, we have seen this kind of example before as well, that if you look at the word alone, then you will make a mistake, right? So here we have akhun. What we are counting is akhun, is masculine, so the number will be khamsatu. If you just look at what is written there and you don't look for the plural, for example, if you look at this ikhwatin on its own, then you will say, oh, this is a feminine ma'dud, so let me pick a masculine number, and you will end up making a mistake by picking khamsu, whereas it's not, should not be khamsu, because ikhwatin, the singular is akhun. Am I making sense, sisters? I hope you understand. This example we have repeated last time as well, and in this class as well, so you can understand how important it is for us to look at the singular of the ma'dud and don't decide by looking at the plural of the ma'dud. Okay. في هذا الكتاب عشرة دروس. In this book are 10 lessons. So obviously darsun is masculine, so number is feminine. لنا أربعة أعمام وخمس عمات. For us, we have 4 uncles and 5 aunties. So عم and عمة. في بلدي 5 جامعات. Why خمس? Why not خمسة? Because جامعات, what's the singular of جامعات? جامعة, right? Obvious, جامعة is a feminine معدود, so our number is masculine. في ذلك الدرس 8 كلمات جديدة. In my lesson, or in that lesson, it should be in that lesson, I apologize for that. In that lesson, 8 new words. So in 8 lesson, there are 8 new words, right? So kalimatin, what's the singular? Kalimatun. It's a feminine word. So hence the number we are picking is from our list number A, which is for masculine, tamani. And the last one here is we have indi salatu majallatin. I have 3 magazines. What's the singular? Majallatun. Majallatun. It's ending on ta marbuta. It is a feminine word. So we use masculine number. I hope it is clear. Isn't it today's class very easy, sisters? There's really nothing much. Okay, answer the following questions using the numbers mentioned in the bracket. Though the numbers mentioned in the book are in Arabic, you should be well versed to understand what is written in Arabic. But just for your convenience, numbers are also written in English, but please don't rely on them. You should write number 1 to number 10 50 times. It sounds a lot, it's not. When you start writing, up to 5, 6, 7 times you'll be thinking and writing. After that, you will write with your eyes closed. It'll become your second nature, and this is how it should be, right? So you're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and when in English you're writing, you're not thinking, you're counting and writing. If you write it about 50 times, so it could be more and less for different people. I'm just giving you an idea. You will become very strong in writing the Arabic numbers. If you are strong in writing, then every time you will see that you'll be able to read it quickly and understand it quickly as well. So, kam akhan lak. Akhan, what kind of word is akhan? First of all, what is the name of the word which comes after kam? Who can tell me, sisters? The word which comes after kam, what is the name of that word? Please write in the chat box. You know, sisters, I usually don't put you in a difficult situation to write on the chat box. I'll just give you the numbers. It's easy to press 1, 2, 3, then to write the whole thing. But this is important. Write if you can. Akhan, what's the name of the word which comes after kam? It's called tamiz. It's called tamiz. And what are some features of tamiz? Tamiz is always singular. Tamiz is always indefinite. And tamiz is always mansoob, as we can see, akhan, right? There's no alif lam, it is singular, and it is mansoob, it has got fathatin. Somebody may ask why alif is written there. Originally, the word was akhun. When we say ukhtun, we write hamza, خا أنت أخت we ends on ta أخ we ends on خا أليس كذلك؟ استغفر الله أخ أخت we write حامد محمد زيد. But have you noticed every time when we write with the fathatain, when we write in a mansoob form, we add one alif. As you can see here, when we are saying akhan, making it mansoob because of the kam, every time with the fathatain, we will write the fathatain, we will write alif, right? Ukhtan, it was ukhtun. Ukhtin, when we say ukhtin, we don't add any alif. We write hamza kha ta with the kasratain ukhtin. Or for marfu form, we write hamza kha and ta and put dhammatain ukhtun. But for mansoob, you will always write alif. Muhammadun, when you will write majroor, you will say Muhammadin. But if you want to write Muhammad in a mansoob form, you will write Muhammadan, Zaydan, Hamidan, with coming with the alif. Why? This is a spelling rule of Arabic language. We'll not go further into that. Just this is enough for all of us, for me and you. This is a spelling rule. End of the story, right? So please remember, when you're writing a word, making it mansoob, and there is no alif lam, then you will add alif. Where will you not add alif? There are some situations where you not add alif. I'll give you only one situation where you will not add alif, right? That's something we have already dealt with. So let's not go into other things. And that thing where you will not put any alif when you are putting fathatain for mansoob, and that is the place where the word is ending on ta marbuta. As you can see, the third one, kam baqaratan. Fourth one, kam talibatan. You didn't add alif. Why? Because the word is ending on ta marbuta. If the word is ending on ta marbuta, then the spelling rules don't dictate, don't tell us that we have to write alif. But if there is no ta marbuta and you're making a word mansoob, right, then you will add alif. Okay, coming back to where we are. So, kam akhan lak. You have to say, I have 6 brothers. How will you say sisters? I hope, like previous lessons, you are sitting with your notebooks and pen or pencil, and you will be able to, and inshallah, you will write along with me. So, kam akhan lak. Sisters, I would suggest you to please write. Write the answer and then match the answer when we see in the class. So, what's the answer for 6? How will we say? What's the procedure to do that? Your ma'dood, what you're counting is brothers. Make it plural and make it majroor, right? And then select the number. Is it going to be masculine or feminine? So how many brothers you have? What's the answer? Li sittatu ikhwatin. You had number 6, so you chose sittatu, feminine side of the number. Why? Because akhun is masculine. So you wrote plural majroor to write the number before it, and the number you chose was opposite to the gender of the singular word. Kam ukhtan lak. Now we have to say 5 sisters. I have 5 sisters. How will you say that? Following the same formula, same steps. Li khamsu akhawatin. Why? Because what's the singular of akhawatin? Ukhtun. Ukhtun is a feminine word. So then you will choose number 5 from the masculine side. Khamsu. You will not choose from feminine side. Right? I hope it is clear. Kam baqaratan fil haqli. How many cows in the field? Let's see, in English you say cows, but the word-to-word translation is not plural, so you can say how many cow in the field. Fi ashru baqaratin. Why did you choose this number 10, masculine ashru and not asharatu? The reason is because you are counting the cow, and the cow in Arabic is feminine word, baqaratun. Next is kam talibatan jadidatan fil fasli. How many new female students in the class? You want to say 9, right? So what number will you pick? Tis'atun or tis'un? You will pick tis'un because you're counting female students. Kam tabibatan fil mustashfa al-wiladati. And you have to choose number 8. So which number 8 will you choose? Fi thamani tabibatin. You will choose number which is masculine. Kam hafilatan fil jami'ati. how many bus in the university, or how many buses are in the university. You want to say 6. What will you choose? Number 6, you have to write, basically you have to choose number 6, and you have to decide which number 6 will you choose, sittun or sittatun. Because hafila itself, this is a very easy exercise, because question itself is telling you the singular, so you don't even have to think about singular, right? Fiha sittu hafilatin. Kam ibnan lak. So what's the answer? How many son you have? Li arba'atu abna'in. Kam bintan lak. So you have to say 7. Li sab'u banatin. Sab'u is masculine. Banatin, the singular of banatin is bintun, which is a feminine word. So we chose number which is masculine. Kam jami'atan fi baladik. How many universities in your country? You want to say 3. Fihi thalathu jami'atin. We can't say fihi thalathatu, because what's the singular for jami'atin? Jami'atun, and that is a feminine word, so we have to choose masculine number. Kam kitaban indak. You have to say 8 books. I have 8 books. How will you say? Indi thamaniyatu kutubin. Why? Because kutubin, the singular is kitabun, and kitab is masculine, so you will choose a feminine number. Read the following questions and write the coming numbers into words. If you do that, sisters, you have nailed it. Numbers are given here in digits, and you have to write in words. So obviously, when you will write number 4 into words, you should know that which 4 are you going to write. So li 4 ikhwa. So this 4 is going to be arba'u or arba'atu. Wa 3 akhawat. You need to know this 3 is going to be thalathu or thalathatu. I hope you're getting that. Next one is Muhammadun lahu 5 abna. So this 5, you need to choose whether you will write khamsu or khamsatu. Wa 8 daughters. So you need to know whether you will choose thamani or thamaniyatu. I hope it is clear, right? And we know how to solve this exercise. Think of the singular of the ma'dud. You see, now the game has been upped a little. Previously, you were getting singular written in the question, so it was like quick and easy. Now you have a plural word given, because now the sentence has already been formed, right? Sentence is already formed. You just need to change the digit into word. So what will you do? You will think of the singular of the ma'dud. What is ma'dud? The one you are counting, the thing you are counting, the person you are counting. So when you will think of the singular of ma'dud, then you will identify the gender. Oh, it's masculine or feminine. And accordingly, you will select the opposite gender from the number list. Very easy. Solution, alhamdulillah, itself is so easy, right? So li 4 ikhwatun wa 3 akhawatun. Singulars are also given for your ease, but I would urge you, sisters, when you're doing your homework, when you're doing practice, don't look at the solutions, just solve it from your own efforts, and then come back and later point check the answers. Li arba'atu ikhwatin wa thalathu akhawatin. Muhammadun, Muhammad, he has 5 sons and 8 daughters. Muhammadun lahu khamsatu abna'in wa thamati banatin. Indi, I have 10 books and 7 magazines. Indi asharatu kutubin wa sab'u majallatin. Kutub, singular kitab. Majallat, singular is majallatun. In the hospital, there are 9 doctors and 9 female doctors and 6 female nurses. Tabibatun and mumarridatun are your singulars. What you're gonna do? Very simple. You will pick both numbers masculine. So tis'a and tis'u and sittu. I have 4 shirts. What you gonna do? Qamisun is the singular, and qamisun is muzakkar. It's masculine. So your number should be feminine. Indi arba'atu qumsa nin. Are you all following, sisters? I hope it is very, very easy. Lihadi sayarati 4 doors. For this car, 4 doors. Which 4 will come? Arba'u or arba'atu? I hope you're writing in your notebook, sisters, as we are doing it, because this is one of the best way to study and to save time if you're very busy. When you get a chance to solve the questions in the class, do that. That will save your times afterwards if you don't have much time. and it will make you strong as well. And you will also know whether you really need to spend a lot of time in homework, or you understood in the class, you practiced in writing and you were right. So just little bit of homework and little bit of revision would be okay. I don't mean little bit of homework, you skip the homework. I mean just do the homework and maybe not go through the whole things once again, because you already have understood that. Just uh, very light revision perhaps would suffice for that particular concept for you, inshallah. But remember one thing at the end of this, sister, we are here to learn Arabic because it's the language of the noble Quran. We want to understand the Quran, we want to understand the Sunnah, right? So doing the tadabbur of the Quran, contemplation on the Quran, because when you will know the meaning, what will you do? When you will read the Quran, you will understand and you will ponder upon it. When you listen to the qira'ah, when you're standing in the Taraweeh or you're listening to any tape, you are listening to the Qari and you are, alhamdulillah, able to understand and feel it and ponder upon it. So tadabbur is an ibadah, it's an act of worship. So act of worship, bismillah ta'ala, you will be rewarded for that. You will get ajr for that. And it is said that anything which aids you to do the act of worship is also a worship. Do you get any reward for doing wudu? Yes, alhamdulillah, we do. Because why? Because we are doing wudu to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to pray. So this action is leading to another action. This action is leading to the action of worship. So this also has got the reward for it. If you just wash your face and wash your hands and you're not making wudu, you don't have any intention, khalas, then it's depending on the intention once again, but you didn't do it for salah, so you not get it connected to the salah like that, right? So when you are understanding and you are able to understand the meaning of the words here, and you are putting the time doing your homework and revising it, understand all of your efforts you are doing so that you can do the act of worship, which is to ponder upon the Quran, do the tadabbur of Quran, right? That's an act of worship. So bismillah ta'ala, for all of your time, all of your efforts, you will be rewarded. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you khair in both worlds, for your intentions and your efforts to learn the language of the noble Quran. So my dear respected sisters, I hope you all spend enough time doing the revision, going through different resources, right? Barakallahu feek. So, number 6, لهذه السيارة أربعة أبواب. في هذه الكلمة 5 حروف. في مدرستنا 8 مدرسات. في بيتنا 10 رجال و10 نساء. ذهب أبي إلى الرياض قبل 3 أيام. The last sentence, what kind of sentence is that, sisters? ذهب أبي. Noun sentence or a verb sentence? If you think noun sentence, press 1. If you think it's not noun sentence, don't press anything. It means you know it's not noun sentence, a verb sentence, right? Alhamdulillah. So dhahaba is the word. My question is, who is the doer? Who is doing the action? My father. You see, if it was only dhahaba ila riyadi, we will say he went to the riyad. Because dhahaba, we can't see the doer. Our eyes cannot see the doer, but our mind can see the doer. Because the translation tells us, the meaning tells us he went, so doer is he. But here, abi, my dad, my father is mentioned. So we don't have to tire our mind and think, oh, dhahaba means he went, whereas we can see the doer's name is clearly mentioned. So dhahaba abi, my dad. ذهب أبي إلى الرياض قبل 3 أيام. Now, once again, same exercise as we've seen last time. Write numbers from 3 to 10 and make sentence using the following ma'dud. So, سيارة, أخت, طالبة, مجلة, بنت, ساعة. Write number 3 from number 3 to number 10 before them. This is written here. It is saving the space, alhamdulillah, and my word. But what I ask you to do is, you don't write it this way. You write Salasu Sayaratin, and then you go to Arba'u Sayaratin, then you do Khamsu Sayaratin. So make the whole table for one item you are counting and add numbers from 3 to 10. If you do like that, your numbering system will become very strong. I hope you have done it last time. And if you did it last time, this time it will be a piece of cake, inshallah. So new words. What are the new words? Al-majallatu means the magazine. What's the plural? Majallatun. Al-harfu is the letter. And huruf means letters. And Indonesia is a country. Indonesia is called Indonesia in Arabic. And al-kalimatu, the plural is kalimatun. So al-kalimatu is the word and kalimatun is the plural of that. So what is the lesson summary? Lesson summary is that when you are writing numbers in words, what do? You see what you are counting. Whatever you are counting, you look at the singular of that word and then choose number according to the gender of that singular word. Right? I hope it is clear. Here, tullab is your plural. So you will see what is the singular talibun, and accordingly you will decide if you want to say 4 students, you will say arba'atu tullabin. If you want to say 5 students, you will say khamsatu tullabin. If you want to say 6 students, you will say sittatu tullabin. But what you are doing, you are choosing the feminine version of the number. Why? Because what you're counting is masculine. On the other hand, if you are counting feminine, talibatin, the singular is talibatun. Now, if you have to choose the numbers in the word, you want to say 4 female students, how will you say? Arba'u talibatin. If you want to say 5, you will say khamsu talibatin. If you want to say 6 female students, you will say sittu talibatin. You will not say khamsatu, sittatu, arba'atu, because if you do that, then it will be a mistake. You will be matching both, whereas ma'dud and adad, number and what you are counting, is always opposite in gender when you are counting from number 3 to number 10. This brings us to the end of the class. I hope today's class was easy, short, and sweet, and you were able to enjoy that and you were able to understand that. So I think there's nothing left for today's class. Today's lesson was very easy. It was kind of an extension to what we have studied last time, but this time it was to do with the feminine ma'dud. Last time we have studied masculine ma'dud, so relatively it was very straightforward. Jazakumullah khairan, sisters, for coming. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. Ameen. And so if there's nothing else, then inshallah we will end the class. Alhamdulillah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.